Hello my friend, welcome back to a goal setting video. We're gonna take a look at my goals for this year and see how far I've come in the last quarter. And I'm really looking forward to this video because so much has happened. If you have already seen some of the other goal setting videos, you know I had like around 10 goals for this year. Some of them kind of like being added later, and some I'd also take away again because that's just life. Sometimes you just see, oh yeah, this is not really the goal I want to set at this moment. Sometimes you just don't have time or the energy to focus on it, and sometimes you just have to tweak it and change a little bit, like how you want to focus on it, or maybe you have to try to achieve it in a different angle than you thought about. And what I really enjoy is having this Trello board for that. I have to say I really enjoy using my Trello board because I like to have written down what my goal is, and I try to make it kind of like a SMART goal. I also like to write down in which quarter I want to work on it. And having like a picture for every goal really makes it like kind of like a vision board. And then I like to check in every quarter and see how far I've come. I've also written in there some of like action steps that I could make. I haven't used that so much, I have to say, but I think I still would do that again if I set new goals for 2025. I still would make like a list of action ideas or habits I could work on, and then we'll see what I'm doing with it. But just having it really helps. And also like to kind of like write down what I think when I will reach that goal. And also I'm like, when it's green, I know I'm on track, and if it's a different color, I know I have to do a bit more. Now we just completed quarter 3, and with that I achieved 3 new goals, which I'm really happy about. And I think we just talked about them first. So the third goal I achieved for this year was to regulate my nervous system on a daily basis and complete therapy. Very proud that I finished therapy in September. It was definitely a good investment. So happy I did it. I did online therapy via BetterHelp.com, and I had a really positive experience, and I just knew that it was time to phase it out, which is not really possible on BetterHelp. You can't kind of like say, I would just want to go to therapy once a month or something like that. They don't offer that, unfortunately, but I could have like a little break in the summer to see how it's going. And I knew in September that I was ready to leave, and I always know I can go back if I need to. But I'm just so happy because it has helped me tremendously. I feel like I'm so much better prepared for fall and winter, which are often the seasons I struggle a bit with. And if I look at the difference between where I was last year and where I am today, it's like a day and night, like such a difference. And very grateful I invested the money to do therapy. And the fourth goal I achieved was to become a mindful eater. I have to say, what it actually meant was I wanted to stop overeating. And when you read a lot of goal setting, they all say you shouldn't make goal setting like that, saying you want to stop something or you don't want to overeat anymore because your brain doesn't understand it correctly. But I have to say, like having then the goal of being a mindful eater, for me that seems like there's still a gap to that. My main goal was to stop overeating and have done that. I can't say that I eat mindfully all the time, and probably, I don't know, I'm not even saying I would eat 50% of my meals mindfully. But that wasn't really what I wanted. I really wanted to stop overeating. So probably next time I'm writing out goals, I will just go with that and saying I want to stop overeating, or I don't want to overeat anymore. Because that makes more sense for me in my brain, I would say. But I've completed it. I'm so happy to see that food hasn't played that big of a role anymore. Obviously I overeat sometimes, but it's not like this weekly occurrence anymore, and it doesn't feel like I'm kind of like out of control, and there's so much progress in that area. And I eat more healthy, but I also just eat way less when I'm overeating, and the quantity is so much less than before. And yeah, I think this is good enough. So you can say that I've achieved that goal. And the fifth goal that I achieved was to work through 12 topics on the personal development school. I did kind of like one webinar every month that I worked through. Yeah, all kind of different topics like somatic processing, improving your relationship to yourself, inner child work, parenting yourself, setting boundaries, shadow work. Last thing I did was conflict management and learning how to have healthy conflicts. Such an interesting topic and something I learned a lot in that one. And I do think I will just continue doing these webinars. Maybe not as scheduled as now, as I did this year, but there's still so much to learn and to improve, and it won't be difficult to continue with them. And in the future, I'm pretty sure I will get back to the personal development school, being a member there and doing some other courses and learning even more. That means I have completed half of my yearly goals. And first I thought that means I still have 5 another go. But I do see that I reach goals a bit differently because I'm working on mini habits, and it's a bit like kind of like a snowball. You're just rolling it, and at one point it gets really big, and that's when you can make the snowman, for example. And that's kind of like the way how I reach my goals. I have to roll quite a lot of snow and then I reach it. And I think also next year, when I'm continuing with this goal setting system, it will be more that most of my goals I will reach in the second half of the year. And that's okay, because it means I can work on all goals at the same time and not just saying, okay, I'm just focusing on one, which would be also a possibility. So far, I'm not so interested in that. So we're just going to continue with this. So let's take a look at the 5 goals that I have left for this year. The first one is I eat 5 portions of fruit and veggies daily and 2 portions of fish and legumes weekly. For my third 12-week year, I decided that I would work on planning for fish and legumes every week. Now that has become a habit, I think I really have to kind of like double down and track a bit more and see, okay, am I eating that much fruit and veggies that I plan to? I sometimes have just 2 meals a day where I definitely see that's not happening, and I'm okay with that. I think my nutrition has changed tremendously within a year, and sometimes that's just good enough. I definitely think that I will have achieved the goal at the end of the year. The same happened with saying I've completed a 3-month language course in Italian. I'm just going to my classes. I practice a bit with Bubble, trying to do it every day. It doesn't always happen, but that's okay. So far, I don't have like really a small goal with that. Probably next year I will say I want to do like reaching A2 level or something like that. But for this year, I think I will just completing the classes, and the course will end at the beginning of December, and that's all I need for this year. Just being proud of showing up every week, going to my Italian class, doing my homework, and learning a bit more every day. Next one is I keep my house declutter free and tidy up and clean it on a regular basis. I still have like 2 bags of stuff that I have to kind of like deposit, but I do see like the weekly blessing that I do every week, where I just clean, like I do a short clean everywhere. Really got into a habit. The same with like tidying up the kitchen. It's just in general, I also see that when I'm traveling, it's just not that chaotic here anymore. It's really fast to clean everything, because I'm also getting much better in just putting things back where they came from when I have used them. And it's lovely to see how habits make your life so much easier when they have started to become automatic. So I'm happy with my progress. I still have to donate that stuff, and then I think I'm also ready to complete that goal. Next goal is I create and close out a budget every month and track my spendings weekly for 3 months. When I started that in September, I kind of fell off the wagon quite frequently, and I really had to realize this is part of the journey. You just hop back on, and sometimes you might not be able to track everything, not all the numbers are correctly, and that's okay. I mean, it's more about learning the habit and practicing that. And now in October, we're now in October, it's already getting easier. And I think at the end of November, I will be back in a routine where I track my spending on a regular basis and also do the budgeting. And for next year, I will have another planner where I will have it in there, and that will make it probably also easier to kind of keep track on it. Last one was I've made 4 new friends in Oslo who I meet up with regularly. And I would say I have achieved that almost. I have like 3 new friends. But in addition, I also see that there's several friends I have more reconnected with, and I have absolutely enough to do. Like, I have a lot of people wanting to meet. Currently, like, September was very busy, but also October is busy, and I saw already November will be also busy. I have a lot to do. I have invitations. People want to meet. I want to meet people, and it's like, when I set that goal, it was coming from a place where I felt very lonely, where I felt like I had nobody to go to dinner with or going to the cinema, and that's not the case anymore. So I'm almost thinking maybe I should complete that goal, because even though I have only made 3 and not 4 friends, that's, I mean, the quantity doesn't say anything about the quality of my life, and that has increased tremendously. So, and with that, actually the goal is completed, I would say. So maybe I'm just gonna do that and say, that's enough. I'm happy with where I am, and we maybe don't need another friend. I don't want to say that, but you know what I mean. So yeah. So that's my check-in with my goals. I think I'm on track with all of them. They will be really good at the end of this year, and it feels amazing to know that I have worked on a system that works for me, that I have kept on, like, and not kind of like fell off the wagon right away and tried something new and just not staying consistent. And that's so different. I've been very consistent with the things, and I really also love these Trello boards they're a lot of fun. I definitely want to keep that for next year. And obviously I already started to kind of collect ideas and goals for next year. And then probably that's also different, because now when I get an idea for another goal, I say, okay, I will put it on the list for 2025. And then at the end of the year, I can think about if I want to pursue that goal. But it doesn't kind of like derail where I'm at the moment and what I'm working on. It doesn't make me stop that and saying, okay, now I'm going to focus on this. I'm really more committed to the goals that I have at the moment, because I also have more belief in myself that I will actually reach and achieve them. And I think sometimes you just need this experience under your belt, and then it gets so much easier, and to kind of like keep going even on days where you don't make any progress. I have to say that's a very rewarding experience that I have made, and I'm really proud knowing that I have made a 3rd video of my quarterly goals, which I've never did before, because I always would discard them and dismiss them right away, like after a few weeks. And now I'm here at almost the end of the year and come so far, and I'm so happy that you joined me on these past videos. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I do creating them, and I hope you take something from them, and maybe you want to work on your goals now and feel a bit inspired. And yeah, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful Sunday. I see you very soon. Bye bye.